What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 72 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, the Shredder of Lustria, the biggest boy in all the land, made his debut, or its debut, together with the special Carnosaurs and, well, a pile of feral cold ones, which we also haven't been using for this campaign, destroying Grimgor's army, and hopefully keeping this place at least reasonably safe for now. I really need Imric to take the gates of Jar. Why are you sitting out here with all these dragons and stuff and allowing this to be in the middle of your territory? And this was territory that he had before. Sorry, that was a little bit of a side note. But anyway, we took out Grimgor, and I guess what we'll do is we'll sort of move through Amble Peak and these ruins here, and we obviously want to actually trade them away. There's no reason for us to hold them, but we also don't want Grimgor coming back down and annoying them. I'm gonna hope that Imric can manage to take Blood Peak, and then essentially we give everything south of Blood Peak to him, up to the Great Hall of Greasus, which we're keeping for ourselves for the various resources that it provides. That's the plan anyway. Anyway, let's see what we gotta do this time around. Crocky has already moved, but I don't believe really much of anybody else has, so we have things to do. Chameleon. Ooh, I would like you to land at Misnar and occupy it. How much is this gonna cost for you to occupy, by the way? Or we instead occupy Elysia and allow one of these guys to occupy this instead. I wonder if they would do it. We could actually tell Adelia here to occupy it. Tyrion is badly damaged. We need to help take Torah-Kar, and ooh, yeah, that's gonna be a toughie. That's most definitely gonna be a toughie. You know what? I like this idea. Let us cross to Elysia, maybe stop by on the shipwreck, grab Elysia, and then move through to Torah-Kar that way, and then, you know, continue helping in this territory, because the elves cannot be trusted to do anything themselves. Get it? Or selves actually works here as well. But anyway, Tic-Tac. Now, there is a stack here belonging to Jurgesh. I guess the question is who deals with it? And we could try to have you go after it. Hopefully it doesn't... it could also take Trilinia, and I don't think these guys would be able to stop it. You know what? We'll see what it does. I think we'll grab this little sea corpse first, but I'd like to burninate the Galleon's graveyard just so we don't have to constantly worry about it. So we'll do that. Let's auto-resolve this real quick. Gonna be a little bit of damage, but nothing crazy. Put you on the Skink Priest. Let's also take the... I guess we can max our HP. Let's replenish. Alright, Tic-Tac-Toe is now Dauntless, max charge bonus and leadership, and hey, a decent amount of money for that as well. Lovely. We could stop by this shipwreck, but I think considering the endgame being nigh, I think we're better off moving as close to the Galleon's graveyard as possible, and then going there. This is not the best army to be facing off against Noctilus's forces, but that kind of makes it more interesting in the sense that Tic-Tac will actually possibly struggle against an enemy, which he, let's face it, hasn't been doing. Anyway, and that was Tic-Tac and Chameleon. Kanos Kier. And you, my friend, are sailing down to Kelpad Xhotl. Just head out to sea. And I guess we'll move all the way to Grotrolex's Lighthouse, because we can land and attack in the same turn, and then move backwards towards the Sinhal Monolith. I'd actually like somebody to take the Never-Ending Chasm for us as well, or not so much for us, but rather to... okay, wrong thing. Rather to trade it back to our friends here. We have anybody who can come up without being paid for? No, everybody costs money right now. 4 turns, 1 turn. Alright, we can send Yarrick out next turn. Alright, that's what we'll do then. Alright, swell. That works. There's also a Skull Island here. You are going to be our new airman, right? Skyrider. Yes, indeed, you are. Skyrider, okay. Which means... but you're level 11. But you're humble, damn. Because you're already on your Ripperdactyl, which was what made me tempted. But anyway, Tim Mackenzie, you need to grab this Saurus from Ralakan, so that you can take them both to Gorok. Which means Ralakan is going to move this way. All these armies are going to meet up and transfer units to each other. To Mackenzie, you're going to go down this way. And to Henwin, you're actually going to send out, or go out to sea, because we want you to grab islands. But you're obviously also going to transfer a bunch of these troops. I just don't want to do that until the islands are done away with. I'm really tempted to send to Henwin through the... explore the island, through that thing, through the sea lane. But there isn't much point at the current time. Also take more money, because money is what we need for our very last turn of materials at sea. And hey, you got perfect vigor and campaign movement range increase, a prize hunter, which is always a nice pickup. You got materials at sea again. Oh, Tahenowin. I think I'm in love. I was really not expecting that, but damn, this really came in handy towards the endgame scenario. This also means we definitely need to prioritize the other skull reefs. Not that we didn't before, but now even more so, because we can continue using them for materials at sea. Oh, what a boon. Tahenowin truly is blessed by Sotek after all. Anyway, Koal. I was gonna have you help out with Monfort here, but it looks like Lewin pretty much has it, though, I'm now wondering if he's going to bother occupying it, because he seems to be trying to move away from it. And would you be able to take Blackstone Post, Lewin, is another question. We could send Koal up there, but I was hoping to send Koal down to Lizardlight, and we have, what, 9 turns? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to make it down there. I guess we could just leave Blackstone Post and help out with Monfort. This one extra turn probably won't make much of a difference. Alright, let's do that. Let's take Monfort. This will also allow Varenigor to get just a little bit closer to you, Koal. And then we hopefully make it back down to Lizardlight in time. But at the end of the day, I suppose... Oh, right. We did not build defenses here. That's going to be a problem. Because it's a red territory, we will no longer have time to build defenses here. Well, we'll just have to go with what we have and hope that that's sufficient with an army occupying it as well. And that also might mean we may need a stronger army, because that army then wouldn't be able to sally out and defend Tobaro and stuff. Don't tell me we have to send Tic Tac there. I guess Tic Tac would reach the Galleon's graveyard and be able to move back. I was hoping to send him to deal with Ulthuan in general, but I guess we'll leave it all to Chameleon then. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Who's going next? Gorok, are you close enough to the Temple of Kara to attack it? Yes, indeed you are. This should be auto-resolvable for you, bud. Okay, you can move forward. Tech Thief. Temple of Kara auto-resolve, and a little bit of damage, but not enough to be concerned with. We will occupy it. I'd love to loot and occupy, but, you know, we're keeping the place. Crest has an Ancient Steg. War Banner, always a nice pickup for dinos, especially because War Banners can apply to multiple units at once. Temple of Kara, you still need defenses, but otherwise you're okay. You keep moving. Alright, who's up next? Kylok. I guess, well, you're not a real army per se. It's a decent enough army to take the Monument of Xhotl. Oh, wow, you actually have to go around this way. It's faster? Apparently it's faster. Alright, fine, go this way then. And then we'll have you take the Monument of Xhotl, because Gorok can't reach it in one turn, and he needs to return to Itza. In fact, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. Oh, he actually could probably fight at least one more turn. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't need to go to Itza. He needs to go to Xhotl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Okay, 7 turns to Xhotl, so 6 turns in March Stance, most likely. And we have 9. So yeah, he has 3-ish turns to play around with, though we obviously don't want to arrive in March Stance, so let's say 2 turns to play around with. So he could take the Monument of Xhotl. I'd actually really prefer him to help with Spectazuma, because it probably is going to be a fairly hard target by the looks of it. But I guess we'll leave Talashbog to take care of, because in Talashbog we trust. You can move all the way to the edge of the territory here, and hit the Pillars of the Unseen Constellations. I doubt that this guy's going to defend it. Man, this frickin' Black Ark is still there, isn't it? We're gonna have to send a random lord to attack it. Oh, huh. I wonder, we could, well, you know what, not this turn, could summon a high-level Saurus Oldblood to attack it. And, ooh, I noticed that our Saurus Oldbloods are recruited at level 17 instead of 18 now, so they don't immediately get their Carnosaurs. That's a little bit unfortunate. I must have destroyed one too many of their buildings. Okay, we'll have to rebuild one. At least one. Recruiter Locke, you must continue building Pterodon Riders with Fire Leech Bolas, and we will need to build the Geomantic Spire, and then immediately switch you back to the Alignment of War. Nothing else needs to be upgraded. Well, I guess the Grand Plaza does, but that thing is cheap, so we don't really care that much about it. NG Benki, you... Well, I'd still like you to keep an eye on what's going on here in Zinchen Town, even if you don't really serve much of a purpose in doing so. Mazda... Oh, you're actually near to... You're near to Morathi, aren't you? It does have defenses, Her army is hurt, though. I am tempted by this. How much... you do have decent amounts of mana, you just don't have a decent amount of spells available to you. Well, should still be doable, I think. Alright, we might attack this. We might attack. Alrighty, either way, that doesn't change what you guys all have to do. So, Kiko-Aka, we are going to... Let's start by moving you into March stance. Don't move too far, too fast. Just in case there's another full stack nearby. What the heck? Wait, Skaven Corruption? What Skaven Corruption? What Skaven are here? Huh? Wait, no. What Skaven could possibly be here? Clan Ferric is all the way up here. Huh. I guess the ruin got settled by Skaven. Okay, well that's kind of annoying. I wonder which Skaven it is. Well, either way, I guess Copperaf, you are moving close to that. We'll loop back around afterwards. Hopefully you don't get stopped. Like, yeah, you're gonna get stopped. Move again. Alright, good. Everybody in March stance. Just keep traveling together, everybody. And, oh, you can't actually move, Cho'Kamel, but that's okay. You can sort of move. Just get closer to him. In fact, no, you know what? Stay in the Valley of Horns, because what... Well, or at least near Valley of Horns. If this has a Skaven stack, they might kill Kiko-Aka. I just realized this. Well, let's hope that it doesn't happen. Also, I don't understand why you're going over there, Thorgrim. You have orcs to fight all the way up here. Aye, allies. Why are they so incompetent? Anyway, Mazda, we'll move you last. Pyakador, you're with Mazda. Farak, you are headed out to join Mazdamundi and give him his army. So you're going this way. I think there should be another Skull Island on the way, especially since we have more turns of material. Let's see. I'm so amused by this. We'll grab that Skull Island, maybe kill the enemy admiral on the way, and Koal, the other Koal, grab this mysterious island because you can do so. And I think that's the last one in range, right? Because we can delete you then. Farsight. Trunk of Maps and Gleaming Pennant, neither particularly useful, but oh well, not a big deal. What is this? Felcargo. I still haven't learned which other island doesn't have a battle. It's not Shipwreck, right? We checked the Shipwreck. I think we checked the Shipwreck, but I'm not entirely sure. Screw it, check the Shipwreck again, in case we didn't check it. And then if not, then we'll, I think then we'll probably delete you. Yeah, no, there's nothing here. No mysterious islands nearby. This is another Felcargo. Oh, what if it's Felcargo? Because there are two Felcargos nearby. And while it may be somewhat unlikely that you find another materials, it's still possible. But it's also extra admin to just have to constantly move you around. Not that it's much, mind you. You know what, I think we'll let you go. We can always resummon you somewhere. Besides, you're strong, you're on a Carnosaur, and you would be a fairly decent single unit defender. Out. Alright, he picked up a decent amount of stuff, it's fine. Alrighty, now, who else can we do? Lord Mazdamundi, oh wait. I just checked you, my bad. Hydroxyanthropurin, you're the other Hydroxyanthropurin. You are going to be another supporting army, and as we know, our supporting armies are going to be Air Force varieties, so let's keep building Fireleech Bolas, although do we have too many? I guess if we don't build Ripperdactyls, we can just build massed amounts of Fireleech Bolas. 10 should do, and then maybe a couple Ripperdactyl riders just to act as personal guards of the Lord, especially since we don't have coatl capacity right now. Though we probably will take the 2 from Tehenwan, assuming we don't keep them in his army. Raktazan, who are you again? You are a Skink Priest of Beasts. Ah, wait, yes, we needed the Skink Priest of Beasts to be added to Kylok's army, so that he has a spellcaster of some sort. Assassin, I was sending you up this way, but you know what? You can stand outside of Oishul for when the rats arrive again. Oishul also does not have a defensive location. Maybe we start building it. Damn, I was hoping to keep the Horned One's nests, but I don't think we want to get rid of anything else here. Because everything else would just need to be rebuilt. I wanted to build a cavalry army. We're still gonna probably do so, because I want one. But it won't be right now, I guess. Oh well, not a big deal. Oh, in fact, wait, just out of curiosity, you can't build Horned Ones here, can you? No, you cannot. Damn. I was thinking maybe we build a cavalry army and send them out to Misty Mountain to deal with the Skaven, but... Well, I guess it's not right now. That's fine. I do think we need walls here, though. Like, this provides a single garrison of horned ones. And then again, if Gorok is here, how many Skaven armies, would they really be able to handle Gorok? Do we really need the walls that much? They would just make it easier. And if we have a supporting army like Hydroxyanthropurin here with the yeah, you know what? No, we don't need the walls. Screw it. Tech Thief, you're up next, buddy. I should have probably leveled you, but I'm not going to. We'll do it later. Delete you. Need to be deleted, but we also need to continue milling through Source-Scar Vets. Aggressive and determined. Milling has already been complete, so we don't need to deal with that. Alrighty, swell. Now, I guess we could do buildings, but we can do it after Mazdamundi fights. This is his time to shine, I guess. Okay, you can... let's see. You can attack this guy and force these guys out into a field battle, but I think it's a field battle either way, so it doesn't make a difference. Also, you have Piercing Bolts of Burning, and I guess that's the thing we want to max out. Or do we want to maybe get something like Flaming Sword of Ruin to buff the army? And oh wow, 15 mana. It's quite a bit. Maybe damaging spells would be superior in this particular case, not Flamestorm because this is still the old version. We could get the spammable Cascading Fire Cloak, but without Kindle Flame, it doesn't provide nearly as much value. Or we could just max out Piercing Bolts of Burning, knowing that we will use it multiple times to reduce the mana cost and the cooldown. As screwed, yeah, just go double up on Piercing Bolts. Even though I do think that Cascading Fire Cloak would be useful. Let's then put you into, I don't know, in camp stance. You know what? No, you know what? Let's get you Battle March. I can't quite tell if you're near enough for encamp. In fact, wait, can you switch back to encamp? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That didn't quite work. Alright, attack Swamp down there, Mazda. And Pyrrhic Victory casualty is low, but Pyrrhic Victory does make me concerned. We also got to remember that Morathi is a fairly decent caster. She does have Blade Storm and can certainly rip these kinks apart. These are tier 1 units and they're not buffed by Mazdamundi. In fact, really nothing is here. And the enemy has high tiers. Sometimes the auto-resolve lies in the AI's favor, so I'm going to take this one with a grain of, you know, still potentially getting wrecked here. Here we go. Alrighty, was that your first speech there, Mazdamundi? It wasn't much of one. Oh wow, that, huh. I did like the part where he said it's MAZDAING time, but anyway, it gave him look a little bit weird with regards to the movements of his helm. Maybe they're too fast for it to process or whatever. But anyway, I suppose not that important. This should be a pretty darn interesting battle, I think. I'm reasonably sure we can win this, but obviously not 100% on it. The thing is, if Mazdamundi had all of his skill points, as in if he wasn't bugged, I would be 100% sure, because Mazdamundi is a very, very scary caster lord, and he can mince infantry like nobody's business, but between his own capabilities on Zlak and the ruination of cities and whatever else it is that he can do. But he obviously doesn't. He has only a few points applied because his points are bugged and thus needs help. And yeah, I know you guys have been saying to try to add those points, but I am honestly just unsure of how to do it because of the fact that this is an older version of the game and older versions of the mods which don't exist anymore, and I'm not sure everything will work together. But anyway, it's okay, we'll deal. The battle begins on both sides of the map. Looks like our skinks are facing off against a unit of enemy Dark Riders with repeater crossbows. Looks like the javelins are going to win out on this one, however, as the repeater crossbows are dropping fairly quick. One of the benefits, I guess, of having an infantry unit with ranged abilities is that they can fight enemy ranged cav like this, and the range cav won't run. Doomfire Warlocks charging into our skinks on the side here, led by Morathi herself, and they are absolutely wrecking face, but that's hardly surprising, as both of these units should be able to handle the skinks just fine. In fact, this is on purpose, as in these skinks are purposely serving as a distraction here. The others are essentially blobbing up around our Slan Mage Priest, our second one, Pyakador, while he tries to advance and not get killed by this High Beastmaster, who is indeed going to get killed probably by these Chameleon skinks because he just can't catch them, and they'll continue to annoy him. These guys are distracted, which will hopefully allow our Cold One Spear Riders to ride right through their melee and stuff, close, and then start annoying the enemy shades. The bigger portion of the enemy blob that is fighting in the trees is getting kind of ripped apart by Mazdamundi. We can see their healths are pretty low. He did drop a Ruination of Cities on them. I believe is about to drop a Comet of Cassandora as well, assuming that it goes through the trees and doesn't impact with the canopy instead. I guess we're about to find out. Oh, and it does manage to land. There we go. Sends a lot of them flying, and the Saurus should be able to clean the rest of this up without too much trouble. I do believe we also have our Regiment of Renown fighting in here somewhere. I hate tree fights. Oh, there they are. And there they are. Ooh, look at those glorious glowing weapons. Mazdamundi's personal guard, the Star Chamber Guardians. Well, I certainly think that they should be able to wreck a poor single unit of Dread Spears without too much trouble. Even if it is hard to see exactly what they're doing. Ooh, they do get hit by a Doom Bolt, however, so a little bit of support from the enemy, and gotta be careful about killing off our own with our Fire Liege Bolas. Otherwise, it looks like the battle has shifted in our favor in terms of the balance of power. The enemy still being distracted by our skink cohorts, but that once again has allowed our cavalry to move out of the trees or out of the jungles where they were hidden and start ripping apart those enemy shades and whatnot. Well done to you, Spear Riders, and we'll be keeping this unit around essentially to trade it off later on to the eventual cavalry army. Looks like Mazdamundi has also caught himself an enemy unit. Pyakador trying to help out, though missing his bolt of the old ones by the looks of it. And Mazda can certainly handle a unit of Black Ark Corsairs, or at the very least keep them distracted while they get ripped apart by the Fire Liege Bolas. At least Slack looks like he's having a lot of fun. You get pet Slack. Alright, there we go. Very, very nice. And the Doomfire Warlocks looks like they decided to move in to help as well. Mazda's also casting the occasional spell while he's at it, though I haven't found a good reason to cast the Uranon's Thunderbolt that we have bound to our army right now, mostly because the enemy, well, as we can see, unlike usual battles where we have a big blob fight a big blob, in this particular battle, because we have inferior troops, we had to set up a little bit differently, and we're kind of fighting all over the place at the same time, rather than a single, essentially, battle line, which makes it difficult to cast spells like the Piercing Bolts, or not the Piercing Bolts, well, actually the Piercing Bolts as well, but the Uranon's Thunderbolt and even the Burning Head, on more than one unit at the very least. Anyway, one of our Saurus units, the weakest unit, the shieldless unit, has found the enemy artillery pieces, though the enemy was not getting too much mileage out of them because they were in the trees, which is another reason why we wanted to move our Saurus up this way, with the jungles providing them cover while they distracted the... while the skinks, rather, distracted the rest of the army. Some Daemonuts fighting against a few of our other units of Saurus, and though it looks like the Saurus units are in trouble, the Daemonuts are in trouble as well and are about to melt away. And besides, Slack is here to take care of business as well, and, you know, Mazdamundi is also present. Alrighty, and it looks like we've taken care of most of the enemy range units with our Spear Riders at this point, just running around so that we don't get embroiled in a fight with the enemy anti-large spears there. Just keep away from them, especially since our Fire Liege Bolas can take care of them while we run down enemy units that try to escape. There's another Burning Head, and it looks like we do manage to clip 2 units for once that were running away, and it looks like Morathi is coming in as well, but Mazdamundi sees her, and I think his mount is just a little bit scarier. Look at him bounding forward. I do hope that in future versions of Total War with larger units like this, their charge is made a little bit more impactful against lords. Like it's, I don't know. I feel like a smaller lord like this could just be absolutely thrown back, but man, Mazdamundi absolutely towering over Morathi, who is in extremely bad. Oh, wow. She was just at full health. Damn. Alright, Mazda once again may be a caster lord, but Zalak can certainly do good damage. I didn't expect her to die that quick, or at the very least I did expect her to escape because she has very high movement speed on that Dark Pegasus. Anyway, close victory for us, and we certainly took quite a bit of damage on the distraction skinks, but they served their purpose of being distraction skinks. The Saurus took care of the rest, and then Mazdamundi dropped a decent amount of spells and did a decent amount of damage. Plus, of course, we had the Fire Leech Bolas in here, which are always very, very helpful. Very nice. Alright, very, very nice. Mazdamundi managed to win that pretty handily, 42k damage, and not too bad in terms of losses, all things considered, especially considering that Mazdamundi doesn't have a proper army, though I suppose it is by virtue of the fact that he doesn't have a proper army that we got a really fun fight out of it, so can't be unhappy about that one. We're going to occupy Swamp Town. I guess we need to occupy everything here, and defeated Morathi. That's terrible. That is terrible. Hero action, cost, faction wide, and hero self-defense. Yeah, that's terrible. I was thinking she would give us something with regards to Winds of Magic use or something a little bit more in that sort of direction, but apparently not so much. Oh well. Enables flaming attacks and weapon strength plus 7%. Burning Blade of Chotek, you don't need that. We can, however... Wait, does Mazdamundi have an administrator? Yes, he does. Okay, just wanted to make sure that he has the movement speed. Well, afterwards, I guess we have to chase down Sinaif, and we also really need to build defenses here, but I guess we'll have to wait until the slot is open. We are at least within sight of Xhotl, but there's no way this garbage army can take it, at least until Furak gets here with Mazda's real army, which, let's face it, is going to change up the capabilities of his force pretty considerably. Now we got buildings and more materials at sea, so... let's build them. Oh, Temple of the Old Ones, 1250. Oh, that's just magnificent. It's so cheap. So gloriously cheap. Income from settlement buildings, and let's go for Grand Plaza for you. Dragon Isles, yes, continue. Continue building up to Cash Cow. Cash Cow... purposes, or for cash cow purposes, whatever. Misty Mountain. Now this place doesn't generate a crazy amount of money, but buffing up that gem mine with additional Grand Plazas might be decent. You know, funnily enough, I'm starting to think that several locations, we might actually get more money out of building more temples of Quetli. To rather lodestones, because of the income from settlement buildings plus 2%. I think that this place doesn't generate enough money for the 20%, or for the 10% rather, from the Grand Plaza to outdo the 2% all region settlement buildings faction-wide, which might mean we need a bit of a retool in current provinces, but at least we'll do this one like this. Oh, but the garrison gets you a feral Basti here. Whereas this garrison gives you a sword. Well, it's not like Source Warriors of Shields are bad, but sounds like Misty Mountain has Feral Basti to call its own. You know what? Let's go one Grand Plaza here, or Old One Monument, and we may replace it later. Honestly, after the rats are taken care of, at least Clan Moors is taken care of, we can actually just delete the walls and replace that with either one, so ultimately probably not a huge difference. Anyway, River Curveza, Quetza, you had a special building, don't you? What do we have here? 3.6k, well, we don't have any other time to build it. Income from post-battle loot plus 20% chance, and ooh, chance of interception. You know what, that's pretty decent. And leadership plus 20%, oh, it's only when... in this province. I thought that it would be faction-wide against the Skaven, but oh well. That's fine. Quetzal will be right near Oishal when the enemy spawn, but hopefully Gorak can take care of all the armies without needing to go in and defend it. I hope. Because it's not a coastal province, so I'd prefer not to have to build defenses there. Anyway, Verdanos, you're up next. You're going to similarly do... I was about to say Old One Monument, but you know what? We're already building one here. Maybe here we'll build the I'll build a stone marker, like so. Broken teeth, money please, good. And yeah, we don't have a lot of buildings to do, like so. Headhunters jungle, yes. To Holy Stella, to Kroq-Gar Labor District, and this is a coastal territory that will never make a lot of money, because it only has 2 territories, so definitely stone marker. And increase money everywhere else. Beautiful. Barrier idols, Deaf Gorge. I still don't like you, Deaf Gorge. And we will still probably trade you away. For now, build up the skink foraging camp. Oh, actually, no, you don't need to. Because we need to upgrade Gorgazam, we can trade Deaf Gorge. In fact, I don't really care about Deaf Gorge, so we're just going to ignore it for now, even with the stuff being upgraded. There's a very solid likelihood I'm just going to trade it away. On the other hand, we could also trade Agrul Migdal back to us. Oh, it's going to rebel, too. Man, wait, can we give these guys something? So we could take it for ourselves? I don't think so. I should never have... Actually, I don't remember whether he traded to this. How much do you want for this? Just out of curiosity. He may not actually care about it. 36k. He very, very much cares about it. Well, I guess if the rebellion destroys it. What are you doing, man? I guess we could build a geomantic web here. 4.2k. Yeah, well, I'll think about it. I'll think about it for between the episodes. Also, let's see, we got, well, we got a few more buildings left, and you know what, I think we're out of time, and I'm gonna call it here. There's a couple buildings left, and we gotta end the turn after this anyway, in which case we won't have time for another battle if it starts, so this is a good place to end it. Gonna call it here. Next time, hopefully Tehenwen and all these armies get together to have some fun and join all those red-crested skinks to Tehenwen where they belong, so that he can have his proper stack. Not quite full yet. We also need somebody to grab these Blessed Croxies, perhaps, if we don't want to keep them in this army, and transfer them all the way to Kowal for our Croxiforce, and etc, 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 though I haven't 100% figured out what Tehenwen's going to have. He does need... where can we build? Itza, isn't it? Yeah, we need Arcs of Sotek. I mean, I guess he could go there himself and build them, but honestly, I'd prefer for him to fight. We may get the Temporary Lord to do that, but anyway, we'll figure that out next time, so stay tuned for more Lizards. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. Mazdamundi finally has begun his offensive. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.